Good evening, I'm Lauren Coronado. John White and Karen Devine have the night off. Tonight, live at 6. The man accused of shooting and killing a police officer in Northern California in custody tonight. How police were able to track him down. And cooler temperatures could have an impact on crops grown here in the valley. How locals are reacting.
You're watching KESQ, the desert's news leader. This is News Channel 3, live at 6.
A massive manhunt for the gunman in the shooting death of a California police officer has ended. As Kristen Holmes reports, officials have arrested a suspect in Kern County, nearly 200 miles south of where the shooting happened early Wednesday.
The suspect is in custody.
A days-long manhunt for a cop killer in California is over. Police arresting the man they believe shot and killed 33-year-old officer Ronil Singh during a DUI stop the day after Christmas.
Gustavo Perez Arriaga, 33 years old, again was arrested earlier today during the execution of a search warrant.
Officials say they've arrested others in the case, including Arriaga's brother and co-worker, for misleading investigators and attempting to hide the suspect.
We believe that more arrests may come.
Officer Singh's brother visibly emotional, sharing his appreciation for the officers involved in the arrest.
I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
The manhunt gaining national attention after police released this information before the arrest.
This suspect is in our country illegally. He doesn't belong here. He's a criminal.
Information that grabbed the attention of President Trump, who tweeted about the case Thursday, adding, quote, "Time to get tough on border security. Build the wall." That wall at the center of the current government shutdown. Singh's death taking an emotional toll on the small California community just outside of San Jose.
I've been to too many of these funerals, and I never thought that I would have to be doing this.
Singh leaves behind a wife and 5-month-old boy. He was a Fiji native and had been with the Newman Police Department since 2011. Kristen Holmes reporting.
And police say the suspect's brother and co-worker were also arrested for trying to hide the suspect and mislead investigators. Well, it was a chilly day in the desert today. First Alert Chief Meteorologist Haley Clausen is tracking your conditions. Haley, is it going to get even cooler into the weekend?
It certainly is, but mainly when we're talking about our overnight lows. Tomorrow afternoon will feel very similar to what we felt today, including the wind. Although not quite as gusty down here for the valley floor on our Saturday, we're still going to be dealing with a breeze. As those winds continue to subside and in more wind-sheltered areas, well, patchy frost is actually expected even down here on the lower desert, more so for your Sunday morning. And yes, even though the wind will be weakening as we make our way through the weekend, as we get ready to head into the new year, yet again, another wind event is going to be with us, and this time even those wind gusts looking to be potentially stronger. So for tomorrow afternoon, going to be very similar to what we felt today with high temperatures in the low 60s. Still plenty of sunshine, which we're going to need after a very cold start, with our low temperatures dropping down into the 30s and 40s for the Coachella Valley. Afternoons stay mild, and an addition of clouds will be with us as we get ready to close out 2018. I'll break down your forecast even more coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Haley. And those cooler temperatures we're feeling this weekend could also impact our local crops. Coachella Valley farmers are preparing for harvest to potentially freeze or become damaged with dropping overnight temperatures. News Channel 3's Sarah Trott joins us in studio with how the cooler weather could affect your wallet too. Sarah, what can you tell us?
Hi, Lauren. Well, it was incredibly eye-opening today to see what it takes to get food from the field to your dinner plate. But what I found even more interesting was how even the slightest changes in temperature could have a huge impact on crop yields and cost for you at the grocery store. Take a look. John Burton has been driving these fields for decades.
In fact, we might walk, let's walk back that way. Let me get back over there.
He's the general manager of Peter Rabbit Farms in Coachella. He gave me an up-close look at what it takes to harvest, pack, and ship some of the valley's most valuable crops.
The valley here, the valley soil does really good on lots of different commodities, celery being one, peppers and lettuce is another.
But that's all put in jeopardy when temperatures drop.
These plants looked a lot healthier and a lot better a month ago, but they've been through quite a bit of weather, and it's becoming close to the end of their life cycle.
Coachella Valley farmers like Burton preparing for harvest to possibly freeze with dropping overnight temperatures.
There's no tip burn, there's no frost. You don't see frost damage. Typically, when after the freeze, what you're going to see in these leaves, you'll see a blister open up in about 2 weeks. That would be caused by the freeze conditions. And so far, there's nothing out here. Everything's in perfect condition.
One of the first big drops this year, causing some worry for growers.
This is lower. This could be as much as 5 degrees difference between this field. This could be a colder spot than the one that's up higher on the hillside.
The cold and wind kicking up dust could not only cause tip burn and shriveled crops, but make produce entirely not usable. Damaged product means less available, which matters a lot for a market solely based on supply and demand. You might be wondering how freezing temperatures could affect you at the grocery store. Well, less supply means a typical box of bell peppers could be double the price. For shoppers who pay attention to price, that could be a turnoff.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, because we regular buy the lettuce and everything, regular price and everything. And we probably will look in another store or something like that.
But Burton says goods like the red pepper are a hot commodity.
It's a staple, yeah. Yeah, it's found its way into just about every restaurant and every market. So to say you don't have it is unacceptable. We got to make sure we have it.
This field of work requiring a lot of patience.
Yeah, you can't get in a hurry. It's going to grow as it grows. You can't speed it up.
And love for the land. Now, during this winter weather, it's a good idea for homeowners to take precautions by covering up plants, bringing your pets indoors, and keeping an eye on outdoor irrigation systems. Reporting in the studio, Sarah Trott, News Channel 3.
Some good tips there. Thanks, Sarah. Well, President Trump is threatening to close the southern border if he doesn't get funding for a wall. The president sent a series of tweets out with his demands Friday. He says, in part, we will be forced to close the southern border entirely if the obstructionist Democrats do not give us the money to finish the wall. He also called for a change in, quote, ridiculous immigration laws. The White House wants $5 billion to build a wall along the U.S. border with Mexico. The government is already in a partial shutdown over the issue. Congress passed a spending bill without funding, but the president refused to sign it. And the local community is taking it upon themselves to maintain Joshua Tree National Park. A group of around 20 volunteers are teaming up to clean bathrooms and take out trash. The current government shutdown means nearly all of the park staff are on furlough and unavailable to work. 2 volunteers say the shutdown is different as the park has remained open and are seeing most visitors following the rules. They say it's not easy. It's not easy work making sure the park is in good shape, especially when they say about 20,000 visitors a day come through during the year-end holidays.
During our peak season, like I'm guiding every day, and then in my free hour or two in the evening, I'm running to the park and cleaning toilets. Not to mention we're about $400 out on cash buying toilet paper.
And the local Joshua Tree community is accepting donations to assist those volunteers. All money given will go towards buying more supplies. We have full details available on how you can help on our website, kesq.com. Well, Mary Poppins Returns will be honored at the Palm Springs International Film Festival. Next on News Channel 3, what award the movie will be receiving at the awards gala next week. Plus, we're learning new details on a person killed by a train yesterday in the East Valley. What we now know coming up next. And later in sports, the injury bug hits the Lakers again. How long expect Rajon Rondo to be on the sidelines? You're watching News Channel 3, the desert's news leader. We now know the name of a man killed in a train crash in Thermal. 39-year-old Crescencio Carrasco of Cathedral City was hit just before 11:30 a.m. near Avenue 62 and Highway 111. Carrasco was pronounced dead at the scene. Deputies are still investigating the cause of the incident. And police are also investigating a man found dead at a Thousand Palms truck stop yesterday. Police were called to the 72,200 block of Varner Road around 2 after a man was found dead at a truck stop. Authorities say they believe foul play is not involved in the man's death. The man's identity and cause of death have not yet been released. The cast of Mary Poppins Returns will receive the Ensemble Performance Award at the 30th Annual Palm Springs International Film Festival Awards Gala. Festival Chairman Harold Matzner says Mary Poppins Returns is a happy film that recreates the magic and adventure of the first film. Emily Blunt, Pixie Davies, and Joel Dawson are all expected to attend. The award will be presented by the film's director, Rob Marshall. News Channel 3 will be live from the red carpet outside the Palm Springs Convention Center on January 3rd with interviews with the stars. And 2018 was a big year for events held in the Coachella Valley. Next on News Channel 3, a look back at all of the memorable moments from this past year.
With our high temperatures only in the low 60s today, those current temperatures have already dropped down into the 50s, and that's where they're going to be hanging out at least for the next couple of hours. But 40s quickly approaching for the Palm Springs area. At least we have those clear skies overhead. Low humidity because, well, the breeze, that's still going to be a factor as well. I have the latest on a wind advisory that has been extended coming up next. You're watching News Channel 3, the Desert's news leader.
What were the biggest events in our desert in 2018? Coachella Valley hosts some major tournaments and festivals gaining international attention, and we were there for every single one. News Channel 3's Angela Chen revisits some of our desert's top draws.
Our Coachella Valley is like nowhere else in the world, and part of that comes from the 350 days of sunshine and year-round incredible events we get to enjoy here. In January, we saw the PGA's Desert Classic Career Builder Challenge golf tournament, which offered up John Rahm as the winner.
We figured we'd drive to Palm Springs and do a bike tour.
Then in February, the Tour de Palm Springs whizzed by with thousands of cyclists, but it ended in tragedy after a car collided with a rider. The driver was charged with DUI and other crimes. Then there was Modernism Week, celebrating mid-century homes in the desert, which saw more than 126,000 guests from 19 countries. And maybe you took a date to the Date Festival, where 2 local boxers were named the Grand Marshals this year. Jumping to March, the B&B Paribas Open at the Indian Wells Tennis Garden drew the likes of powerhouses Serena Williams and Roger Federer, but in the end, rising star Naomi Osaka and Juan Martín del Potro won. In April, the LPGA's ANA Inspiration saw Pernilla Lindbergh rise to the top in a dramatic Monday playoff. And hopping from birdies to Beyonce, the behemoth music festival Coachella out-Coachellaed itself with a throwback to the 2000s and a Destiny's Child reunion and Eminem. Following week, country music stars thrilled fans at Stagecoach. Now let's skip the volcanic summer heat and land in the fall, when more than 100,000 people celebrated diversity and unity at the Pride Festival. This year's theme was Youth Power for Change. Finally, we end with a look back at the Palm Springs International Film Festival in January, where some of Tinseltown's top actors like Gary Oldman and Gal Gadot took top awards. The 2019 Film Festival is right around the corner, and with an exciting cast of winners and incredible film selection, we'll have the very latest live on the red carpet. Angela Chen, News Channel 3.
Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Haley Clausen.
It almost looks like nothing is happening out there. When you look at our satellite and radar, yeah, we have clear skies overhead, but we know calm is not a word that can be used to describe today's weather because of those gusty north winds. Sky Valley has had a peak wind gust of 37 miles per hour, Palm Springs 35 miles per hour, and in Thermal, a peak gust of 28 miles per hour. Now, these winds are something that will be staying with us throughout tonight and even into tomorrow. But for the valley floor, we're talking more about breezy conditions as we make our way into Saturday, where those gusts will remain prominent for those mountains as well as across the high desert. Something to keep in mind if you do have travel plans up Highway 62 or over Highway 74. When we're looking at those wind gusts right now, not near as strong as what they were earlier, but again, we're still going to be dealing with this north wind through the early weekend. And because of that, a wind advisory has been extended for our local mountains through tomorrow afternoon. Again, just something to keep in mind, especially if you were to come across any debris on the road. So just allow a little bit extra time for traveling this weekend. Those winds, yes, they're with us, staying breezy tonight, even as we head into tomorrow. Again, the stronger gusts going to be keeping themselves more favored for the higher elevations. Still going to be quite breezy for some of our valley cities, but breezy, not as gusty as what we were feeling out there today. As we head into Sunday, those winds will continue to weaken all across the area. And it's as those winds weaken that temperatures will continue to drop. And for more wind-sheltered areas, even beginning tonight, we are looking at the possibility of patchy frost right here in the lower desert. No direct advisory has been issued for the Coachella Valley, but a freeze warning for the high desert both tonight into tomorrow morning, Saturday night into Sunday morning, as well as a frost advisory for the Inland Empire. So we're still looking at those temperatures dropping down into the 30s for parts of the Coachella Valley, mainly looking Sunday morning, but especially the East Valley tomorrow morning as well. Tomorrow, highs just in the low 60s like we felt today. If you're trying to get warmer, no, it's not really going to be happening here in the desert Southwest. Similar conditions for San Diego, highs in the low 60s, mid 60s for Los Angeles, but plenty of sunshine no matter where you go, including Big Bear as well as Las Vegas. Those temperatures just even cooler there. 60s are the name of the game for us here on the valley floor. That's what we should be feeling for this time of year. Actually, if you want to get technical, today was cooler than what is considered average. An average high for today would be 67. Instead, we were in the low 60s from Palm Springs to Thermal.
I felt it and I believe it. It should be 67.
It should be. We like it a little bit warmer. And for the latter half of next week, that's when those temperatures will try to climb just a little bit.
All right, we'll enjoy it while we can. Thanks, Haley. Coming up all new on News Channel 3 at 11, Elizabeth Smart will be honored by the Barbara Sinatra Children's Center. What she'll be awarded with coming up. And here's a look at what is coming up tonight on our stations. Here's the lineup on ABC and News Channel 3. And on CBS. Right now you're watching News Channel 3, the desert's news leader.
Welcome back. Blake Arthur has the night off. Local golf standout Charlie Ryder will compete in the Desert Classic in the new year. The Palm Desert High School graduate and current USC Trojan played in the tournament earlier this year, which was then called the Career Builder Challenge. Ryder made headlines when at age 17 he was one of just 4 Americans to make the cut at the Australian Open. As a junior, Ryder won the CIF Southern California Regional Championship, earning him a spot in the California State High School Championship. He also led his high school team to their first ever CIF state tournament. Earlier this week, Ryder set the course record at the Palms in La Quinta with a score of 63. The Desert Classic will be held from January 17th to the 20th at PGA West and La Quinta Country Club. The injuries for the Lakers are beginning to add up. In addition to LeBron James, the Lakers will now be without Rajon Rondo for 4 to 5 weeks. The team announced Rondo had surgery today to repair a broken ligament in his right ring finger. Rondo reportedly suffered the injury in the game against the Warriors on Christmas Day, the same in which LeBron was also injured. It is the second surgery Rondo has had on his shooting hand this season. Lonzo Ball will continue to start at point guard in Rondo's absence as the Lakers take on the Clippers tonight at 7:30. The first of 2 semifinal games for the college football championship will be played tomorrow. Defending champs Alabama will square off against the University of Oklahoma tomorrow in the Orange Bowl. Here's what both coaches had to say today about tomorrow's game.
We've had a really good week here. I think our players have really enjoyed it. They've been able to stay focused on what they need to do to prepare, practice, get ready for, what is an outstanding team.
This has a reputation of being one of the great bowls in college football, and this week has certainly been no different. Very appreciative of the organization, how well we've been treated this week. Our players have really had a great time, and certainly excited here to finally get to the game.
The Orange Bowl will kick off at 5 tomorrow night on ESPN. The one who takes the W will face the winner of Notre Dame and Clemson in the national championship on January 7th. Are you a college football fan?
I have to say I'm not. More baseball.
Okay, I understand that.
Basketball, even hockey. Not football.
Anything but football.
Why.
It's okay. It's understandable. I'm still learning the rules myself.
I mean, it's still fun, enjoying, watching, eating.
It is, and especially when the weather's cooperative and you can be outside enjoying these
even
games.
Better.
But, for our weather, it's a little on the chilly side. Today we had our high temperatures in the low 60s. We'll be in the mid 60s as we try to close out 2018. But yet again, another storm system will be coming through. This one looking to provide additional cloud cover for us on Monday and strengthening our winds yet again as we head into the new year. So our winds, even though they'll begin to subside over the weekend, we're not completely out of the woods. And also this weekend, we're talking about patchy frost even down here in the lower desert. So something to consider. Your pets, your plants, bring them indoors, or at least make sure that they have adequate shelter from these elements.
Yeah, definitely. And I saw a little bit of clouds. Does that mean it's going to be even colder even though we have 65 degrees?
No, we're looking to be pretty consistent, pretty mild as we get into the new year.
All All right, thank you. Well, that's the news. We'll be back tonight at 11. Have a wonderful evening.